Hi, I'm Corey, and I have too many tapes. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you knew that if you saw the GoodTimes logo on a VHS box, you were either gonna get public domain Superman cartoons or something nightmarish from a hell dimension that should never have existed in the first place. When you went with GoodTimes, you had reached the bottom of the barrel licensing-wise, but if you dug beneath the bottom of that barrel into the terrifying barren soil beneath, you'd find a sad, small library of their doomed original productions. This is one of those cursed tapes, created in the gold rush era of unlicensed troll doll fever and directed by a longtime editor from WWF, strangely enough. One of two straight-to-video produced by GoodTimes specials starring the Treehouse Trolls. On this episode of Too Many Tapes, I give you 1992's The Forest of Fun and Wonder.
We're the Treehouse Trolls, and we're very merry so. Yes, we love to sing and dance, and we love to rock and roll, and we love to have you over to go rolling in the clover. We're the Treehouse Trolls.
These are the Treehouse Trolls. They love to sing and dance. They love to rock and roll. And they bring me nothing but suffering, pain, and woe. In terms of character design, they're obviously modeled off of troll dolls, but in making them larger than life, they've made it all way too horrifying. The enormous, dark, glossy eyes are stuff of nightmares, and their flapping, pitch-black mouths barely sync up to their speech. And yet, nothing's quite as bad as the fact that almost all of the songs in this show are just lazy rewrites of existing children's songs with ham-fisted lyrics about trolls, like there's some kind of one-note troll-based Weird Al Yankovic. It's sad. I know we're only dealing with GoodTimes money here, but it's really pathetic. We begin our story in an enormous dual bedroom where two blonde children listlessly play with their gender-coded toys that seem a bit too juvenile for them. The girl plays with a dolly meant for a 6-year-old, and the boy plays with the kind of dozer a toddler would be into. That doll, though. Go back to that doll. What happened there? Who hurt this doll? What's wrong with her head? I, for one, am grateful that this isn't the doll that becomes enormous in the show. There would have been no survivors. That's scarier than Annabelle, or the real, or as real as anything involving the Warrens can be, Annabelle, which was just a Raggedy Ann doll. Much less terrifying, but also somehow much more terrifying.
Hi there, Mr. Grumpyhead. Why don't you come and join the tea party?
I crave human blood, child. Give me your fingernails.
The kids are both sad because they just moved into a new house in a new town. They don't have any friends, possibly because they're both extremely whiny and annoying. The kid actors both have this We've Been in Folgers commercials vibe to them, if that makes sense. The girl feels like a kid actress who knows she's gonna be the next big thing, and the world must know! And the boy feels like he's somebody's son who just happened to be on set the day they needed anybody to play the brother. And much like my previous foray into bottom-of-the-barrel low-budget kids fantasy The Numberland Trail, which you can watch in whatever corner the buttons pop up in, I always forget. The adults all seem to be down on their luck comedians or Broadway D-listers trying to make ends meet. That's true for the grandpa here, played by a Broadway guy in ludicrously fake old age makeup and a cartoon grandpa voice.
Hey, how's my favorite little girl, huh? How's the new house treating my grandkids?
Well, sonny, back in my day, we walked 7 miles both ways in the snow just to pay a nickel to get a taste of sweet, sweet sarsaparilla. I don't know nothing about your game tubes and skateboards. The grandpa negs the kids for a bit and then reveals unto them a big knockoff troll doll that he calls Muggly Wumpus. Like most stereotypical grandparent presents, this is poorly thought out, irrelevant to their interests, and a little bit off-putting. The grandpa promises that the troll doll will find friends for the kids, which seems more like a threat than anything. Night falls and the children are justifiably terrified of the new house and the looming evil that lurks in their closet. The music gets all suspenseful and then... Bah! How are these a global phenomenon? They're so weird. Anyway, the girl shoves the troll doll into the closet and is later awoken by banging on the closet door. This is a kids special for little kids. I don't care that when she opens the door, the tiny little troll dude is friendly. This thing has way too much terror. This had to have led to some little kid being absolutely terrified that there would be trolls in their closet. And what fuels that fear, mind you? The hideous, awful design of these trolls and their screechy, ear-splitting voices.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Huh?
I said, what's the big idea? When someone's locked in the closet, the polite thing to do is let them out.
What?
Whatever this thing is, it wants out. And bad.
Let me out of here!
Not on your life. Not for $1 million. Not for $100,000.
You're already haggling yourself down there, Lisa. Admit it, you're intrigued. What darkness lurks behind that door? What unspeakable evil awaits?
I guess I'll just have to let myself out. Hi there!
This troll is toying with these kids, like some simple door could hold him back. Lisa runs, or at the very least power walks away in terror, and the tiny troll beast gives Dopey chase. He demands food in an incomprehensible slang language, and this is where we get a first good look at the costume. The head of this thing looks like an even more cursed version of the lady in the radiator from Eraserhead.
In heaven, everything is fine.
And then there's those eyes again. You know the thing about a troll, he's got lifeless eyes. Black eyes, like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, it doesn't seem to be living, until he bites you. Mugglywampus tries to coax Lisa out from behind the chair by proclaiming he's nice, actually, and it's at this point I notice the mechanics of his mouth and the headpiece that surrounds it. He must be carrying so much weight on his neck. The jawline on this thing is fully exposed, so there's no way that the whole head could be resting on the shoulders. Either that whole headpiece is like 1.5 pounds of paper mache, or it's going to cause some serious spinal problems later down the line. After some more nonsense slang, Lisa is convinced that this little troll dude isn't going to eat her, and then eat her little brother.
Oh my God!
Anyway, once she feels safe, she wakes up her brother, and then Mugglywampus talks them both into coming with him to the Forest of Fun and Wonder, which really makes me wish that these kids had gotten a visit from Corny instead of Mugglywampus, so maybe then they'd have some street smarts. Muggly keeps talking about how hungry he is too. We're like 20 seconds from the scene going full Troll 2. But Corey, you say, these kids would be enormous in Muggly's world. It would be impossible for them to experience the Forest of Fun and Wonder. Well, if your name is Quentin Tarantino, do I have great news for you. Muggly's got some special toe-tickling magic to shrink the kids down to troll size.
Oh, tickle, 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 toe, make my friends the size of trolls.
This is silly.
I'm telling you, this usually works.
Uh-huh, sure it does, Muggly. So the troll magic works on plastic school buses too, and he carts them off to the forest, which is on another planet, I guess, because we're treated to some pretty pathetic green screen space sequences, and a rendition of the wheels on the bus go round and round that can only be described as having been included in the show. They arrive at the Forest of Fun and Wonder, and it looks like the same damn soundstage where they shot the Numberland Adventures. Seriously, they need to make these things a little more dense. I can see the back wall! You just spray painted the floor. These kids need to get out of here. Muggly sets up a ticking clock wherein the kids need to be back by sundown so they don't get stuck in the world forever, which kind of limits the joy of this whole experience, yeah? Don't bug them about it until it's time to leave. Let them enjoy themselves. They set up a villain, the Snurgle Gurgle, who looks just like a troll with a beard, and we set up the lesson or theme of this episode. Getting over shyness takes courage, an open heart, and a sense of humor. Not the worst message as these tapes go, and maybe a little bit nothing. In a video that's supposed to be about lonely kids making new friends, the kids themselves already seem fairly outgoing and ready to engage in the process. It's almost like they remembered at the last minute that these things need to have some grand moral lesson for children, and panic wrote the bit about them having just moved houses. We also get our recurring mantra for the episode. There's nothing to it but to do it. It's like the Nike slogan, but complicated. And we go to yet another poorly constructed set where we meet even more nightmare trolls. They have a secret handshake that involves butts. They speak silly nonsense gibberish at each other. At this point, my eyes are starting to glaze over, and I notice the runtime on this thing is a cool 48 minutes, and I start to panic. How do they extend this? How is it even possible to do an hour of whatever this is? The kids get railroaded up into a treehouse, and they're terrified to meet the rest of this troll family, and for good reason. It's just wild, cacophonous shouting. So much shouting, everybody's shouting, it's a Robert Altman movie. And then the troll kids try to do the secret handshake with Jackie and Lisa.
High five, low five, jump down, turn around. Oh, now remember, kids, there's nothing to it but to do it.
That's the closest they get to genuine acting in this thing, and it's totally understandable. Actors or not, I'd probably still be having night terrors if I had to spend a week or more around people in these costumes. The troll kids show them how to do the handshake, and then everybody breaks out into the theme song again. It's set to the tune of Do Your Ears Hang Low, and the answer finally hits me. How do they pad this runtime? Songs. terrible songs, awful, lazy songs, the worst songs, songs so half-hearted and atrocious that it seems that nobody is specifically credited for them in the end credits. Nobody wants to take the credit here, or more specifically, the blame. I mean, listen to the lyrics as they introduce themselves.
I'm the Treehouse Dad, and I'm very, very glad that I'm never ever sad, and I'm never ever mad. Oh, I sometimes raise a rumpus with my buddy Mugly Wumpus. I'm the Treehouse Dad.
We make a lot of fuss in pop culture about how boring and inane Barney was, but I'd watch a million hours of Barney sing-alongs before I watched these songs again. They are stunningly bad. Looking closer at the two troll kids, and it looks like their lips are aggressively painted so you can't see their mouth open when they talk, and it makes their jaw movements seem more realistic, I guess. It's giving me weird horror movie vibes, kind of like Winslow and Phantom of the Paradise.
Phoenix.
Goodness and gracious want to play games with the kids, and this is a grand excuse for the writers to shoehorn the word troll into everyday phrases. They suggest a lot of fanciful stuff. Troller skating, trolling, which is bowling, but for trolls, troll cycle riding, trollerboarding, but the option they pick is the easiest and cheapest to do on the already constructed forest set. They're gonna swing on a tree in the vineyard. We then get a full minute of them swinging in various configurations. It's exactly as exciting as it sounds. There's a Brooklyn stickball troll with a luxurious mane of Fabio hair who teaches the basics of stickball and sings a very slow version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All of the kids attempt to play stickball, but their ball disappears mid-flight due to the malevolent influence of the Snurgle Gurgle. They want a snack, but no dice. Snurgled again!
Milk and cookies!
I don't like it when you can see the teeth. Please do not show me the teeth again. I do not care for the teeth. Stolen cookies, though? From the cookie jar? Oh, there's a song now, huh? Who stole the cookies from the cookie jar? I think we can establish it was the Snurgle Gurgle. Moving on. The kids all try to figure out how to catch the Snurgle Gurgle, but Lisa and Jackie are a bit more low-key about it.
You know what I feel bad about is that this Snurgle Gurgle, whoever he is ruining your fun. Well, it is kind of annoying, but the truth is, I'm having a great time.
It's kind of like when you throw a party at your house and you've cleaned for it, but you still think your house is filthy and you keep apologizing for the state of the house. Dude, they're here to see you. They know you, probably. They know how you live. It's okay.
Goodness gracious, you two are the best friends anybody could have. I wish I could take you home with us.
Home? Oh my gosh! Company guys!
What is it, Mugly?
The sun!
Oh yeah, that ticking clock we forgot about 20 minutes ago, but it's now suddenly relevant again. Gotta deal with that post-haste. Apparently if they don't make it home by sundown troll time, they can never return to the human world. Only the trolls, it seems, have the secret of interdimensional existence. Or maybe they can only exist as wooden dolls in our universe until transmuted into flesh by some sort of spell. I don't know. I'm not an expert in troll magic. Rush to the bus. The bus is gone, snurgled yet again! For some reason, the horn starts honking wildly, so they follow that noise to yet another anonymous, half-hearted soundstage forest setup where the Snurgle Gurgle traps the two troll kids behind some rocks. On closer inspection, the Snurgle Gurgle looks just like acclaimed fantasy author George R.R. Martin. The Snurgle Gurgle's name is Herman the Hermit, and I bet you can guess where this is all going. Lonely guy needs the power of friendship and all that. Before that, though, Mugly Wumpus drops a really strange and terrifying piece of lore here. Apparently a wandering wizard changed all trolls from naughty to nice, though Herman avoided this somehow. Does that mean trolls just naturally have a propensity towards evil? I don't feel like that would reassure me if I were Jackie or Lisa.
Hello, Herman.
Hello, little brother.
Oh my god, they were brothers. They have a confrontation that goes on quite a long time. The director must have been standing off stage just making the stretch for time motion in every shot in this production, contractually obligated to deliver 48 minutes of content. Mugly falls for an incredibly obvious trap. The kids find him later in cave jail, and he then explains the only way to turn a troll good is by the touch of a human heart. Not like that. Turns out the kids need to make friends with Herman in order to turn him. It's like this was all leading somewhere or something. The kids finally sing an original song about smiling to win over Herman. They then harass him into smiling like he's literally any woman trying to do literally any job.
Come on, Herman. Smile for me. It'll do you good. Guaranteed. You want to smile. You want to laugh. You want to have friends. Come on, on, Herman. There's nothing to it but to do it.
Jackie and Lisa then tickle Herman's toes, just adding another page to the HR complaint. This, totally works, actually. He laughs and then magically transforms into one of the good trolls, and his beard's gone for some reason, too. He helps them free the other trolls, but it would have been way, way funnier if this was an additional ploy to snare the humans. Don't trust strangers, kids. Anyway, his personality is 100% changed via the special human heart magic, and it's nice to know that it isn't because he grew as a person or changed his mind, but that he was compelled to by overwhelming mystical forces. That always sticks. But before we go, we have one last complication to extend this episode to the 48-minute mark. Before his total mind wipe, Herman completely obliterated the bus, which is unfortunate for the kids, I guess. There's no way to get them home except the magical MacGuffin garden that doesn't cost anything and is very close by, apparently. That solves that.
Wow, I can't believe my eyes.
Lisa, it's the same set. It's just the same set. Literally nothing has changed. The kids make a wish to go home, and it works. They bid a tearful farewell to the Nightmare family. Someone either blows their nose or makes an enormous fart sound. And then they have the audacity to steal from Gerbert. You come at the king, you ingrates.
Oh, Jackie, we don't have to say goodbye. We can just say alligator.
See you later.
See you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.
Amateurs. The kids wake up from their troll dream, and a bunch of neighbor kids roll up on their house ready to play. Jackie suggests stickball like he's an ink-stained newsie in 1920s Brooklyn, and the kids all look kind of baffled by his suggestion. Friendship. I guess they didn't really need to be all that outgoing after all. The kids will just come to you. Grandpa pulls a petal from the wishing garden out of Lisa's hair to give us the obligatory "this probably actually happened" realization to cancel out the "it was only a dream" parts. And the kids live happily ever after. Thanks, trolls. As videos go, this one was pretty much only collectible for the novelty and the horror of the character design. There's something so joyless and perfunctory about the whole thing, so unimaginably crass and cynical. It's always depressing to see that in kids' entertainment. You can do fun stuff on a tiny budget that doesn't insult your kid audience or the parents or babysitters who will be forced to put up with it. This whole thing just makes me wish I was back on the Numberland Trail. I don't know. Downer ending. Troll bad. Tape bad. Video over. Except it's not. It's the credity bit that nobody watches. Thank you all for watching Too Many Tapes. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to get updates for when I upload new videos. Have you seen the other Treehouse Trolls tape, Birthday Day? Let me know in the comments. I hear it's more upsetting than this one. If you want to help out a small YouTube creator, consider donating $1 or more to my Patreon. It is the absolute best way to help me make more episodes of Too Many Tapes. My patrons help me fund the show, and it helps me track down new tapes to review now that I've overfished my local thrift store scene. If you donate $20 or more a month, you're a part of the GoodTimes Platinum series, and you have your name in the credits in an enormous font like Chase Smith. Or you can be like Nato Kitsch, who also has their name in an enormous font. For $10 or more a month, you're George R.R. Martin pretending to be a Snurgle Gurgle, and you get your name in the credits in a font that's pretty big too. And for $5 a month, you're free from the obligation of ever having to think about the Treehouse Trolls again. And you get early access to my videos, so that's a plus. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Too Many Tapes. Oh my God!